For this low impact class, I am wearing shoes and I don't have a mat, and there really isn't a reason other than that I was just jumping rope. And so this is how I come. So let's get started for this low impact class with just a little bit of movement. Let's stretch out our inner thighs or get them mobile. Let's call it that. So I've got a hinge. I'm not rounding my back. I have a neutral spine. I might go fast. I might go slow. Just do it at whatever speed suits you, whatever feels right to you. Just keep breathing. And then let's stretch our calves in the at the wall version. So this calf stretching happens on the back foot. And the way I like to do it right now is what I learned in that gait seminar, and that is coming forward. So keeping my heel down the whole time. So rather than being this kind of stretch, I am stretching by moving my body in a neutral spine forward. And then I might change the angle on it a little bit by moving from one hand to the other, trying to keep my heel down, noticing when it wants to come up, and then switching sides, starting out going straight at the wall, and then moving to the right hand and the left hand. Oh, I just noticed that my thumbs were not looking at each other, so I've fixed that, keeping my elbows from winging out. You actually get a little tricep warm up there. Okay, now we are ready, and the place we're going to start with our 2 blocks on the floor is I'm going to stand into my left leg, so I've got a little hip list going here, and I'm going to touch my right foot to the block that's in front of me and come back and touch and come back. So I'm really noticing I've got a little bit of a half squat, not even a half squat, a quarter squat going. Notice how you really start to fatigue in this standing leg. So we really haven't gotten our heart rate going a lot. Woo, but now I'm starting to feel the burn. And then I switch to the other side, hip listing and touch. And I'm going to pull that in a little bit so they're at about the same angle. So really working here, keeping both of my hip points facing forward. This is not about twisting and turning. Keeping my heel down and both my big toe and my little toe down. Can you feel that through your shoe? Woo, yeah. Oh boy. And there we go. March that out a little bit. Now we're going to put a heel up on the block, and we're just going to squat back. So I've got that stick on my back, so there's a little hip hinge that happens. I'm trying to do it without a lot of bending in my knee, in the front knee anyway. And then pulse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Let's try the other side. So getting that heel on. My challenge is trying to keep my right leg as straight as possible, or my foot as straight as possible. Feeling that stretch up the back of my left leg while I strengthen over here. Don't want that hip going way out. Woo! You can always have a chair nearby or a wall nearby. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And coming on up. Okay, we're going to get that heel back on. And we're going to just get a little pulse, pulse, and then come up with your arms up. So we'll get your arms moving. Pulse, pulse, and up. Pulse, pulse, and up. Maybe the arms go back. Pulse, pulse, and up. 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 Awesome. Let's try that other side. So, pulse, pulse, and up. One more. Ooh, yeah. All right. Let's jog that in place. Let's just have a nice little jog. Gonna look at my watch, see where we are, because I don't have my clock in front of me today. So I'll just keep checking my watch to see where we are time-wise. And we are going to come down just for a little bit to our hands and knees. So when we do that, I've got a pad for my knees. Almost there. Okay, so we have the pad for our knees and the blocks are going to be under our hands. So getting my blocks out here. Now what we're going to do is march our hands. Let me move back a little. So, okay, now I'm in the camera the way I want to be. So there needs to be enough room for a hand to come down. So when you're ready, you're going to go left and then up and then right. So you come up and down. Notice how your core has to work. I've decided I like this better. So we're gonna walk like we're doing steps. Yeah, I like that better. You can decide which way you want to do it. And then I'm going to come back to here and I'm going to test out, can I do this not on my knees, but in a plank? So if you're in a plank, it's really good to have wide legs for a base of support and then see how that goes. Oh, this is a lot of core work. This actually gets your heart rate up. And I accidentally hit that, so it went a little wide. Nothing's perfect in this world. And you come down and shake that out. That was pretty good. Okay, we're gonna do side planks. You can have your block or not for your switches for your side plank. You could also move your mat so that your mat is under your elbow and you do your side plank with your elbow on the ground. Come down with your knees and switch. Get that head in line. So don't want it forward, don't want it back. And knee down. And again, ready to go up. Maybe get your legs a little closer to being stacked. Making sure this side of the body is up, not sinking, but up. Come down and getting your feet closer to being stacked. And coming on down. Oh, shake out those hands. Sometimes that can be quite a thing. So now we're going to get the blocks under our hands again. You could go down to your forearms or up to your hands, depending on what's suitable for how your wrists feel. And then we're just touching our toe out to the side. Don't sink into your shoulders, so don't sink. Push through those hands, shoulder blades broad. You can do this. And shake out those hands. So I'm getting my heart rate up. I don't know about you. Okay, so I'm going to get my pad out of the way, and I'm going to bring my blocks back where you can see them, and we're going to march. So getting the blocks, try to get the blocks set up, get my pad out of the way, and we march. So checking the time, and we march. What we're going to do after the march is we're going to touch our toe to the opposite block. And then we'll bring the foot back, obviously. Okay, here we go. And touch, touch. So this isn't that bad, right? Move the arms a little bit. Have some fun with it. Now you could amp this up, turn it into something bigger, but I kind of like it right here. You could turn it into a little bit more of a jump, but I'm really enjoying it just like this. All right, now we'll move those blocks for the moment, and we're going to come up, knees up, knees up. Ooh, this is the part. Hip flexors, hip flexors, hip flexors. We're going to use those blocks again. All right, so getting my blocks back, making them a little bit wider apart. So what we're going to do is I'm going to step up on one block and out to the side. I'm going to stick with the same side. If you want, you can bring your knee up, or you can just toe touch. I'm just adding a little choreography to it, but you don't have to. And the other side, ready, and up we go. There we go. I like this way better. Whew, okay, now for some real fun. We are going to almost shuttle run the blocks. So they need to be wide enough that your feet can go in the middle. So you're going to step, they weren't wide enough, step in and step out. Does that make sense? Requires you to lift. Go ahead and look down. I'm not saying you don't look. Then maybe you move those arms. A little bit crazy. And then if you want, you could always just run sideways. And then you're really shuttle running. So now we're not lifting our feet up as high. Little different coordination issue, little different balance issue. Both are good. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to squat again. I'm kicking that forward. We're going to squat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then let's go wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to get into this lovely half squat, and we're going to step out. 2, so same thing we did on the block, but now we're on the ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, half squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. All right, we're moving right into half jacks. Just gonna check my time. And we are good. All right, we are doing great. And we're just gonna wiggle. So not really a jog. How about a wiggle? Let things go loose and just wiggle for a second. Okay, then we're gonna step out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. Checking that time again. How about changing which foot leads? Oh, the side that doesn't want to coordinate. Excellent. Okay, guess what? We get to half jack again. Awesome. Okay, a little jog. Yep. How about a little moving jog? Just jog your way forward. Take a turn. Come back. Take a turn. Good. And then turn that into a bit of a backwards, I'd call it a backwards mini march. That's fantastic. How about a side lunge this time? Let's try it as a strength move. So think about the strength of holding and holding and holding and holding. And up. We're just going to come to our wall. Do a little side bend at the wall. I'm really pushing the wall away. I'm not collapsing, and I don't want to turn towards the wall. No twist in this, no rotation. Just a little simple bit of a side bend. And then the other side, same thing. Really reaching. Not collapsing down, but reaching up, pushing away. Great. And then how about a little down dog at the wall? Bend those knees. And then maybe straighten them somewhat. Ribs in your body. Fantastic. All right,